All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS Stone who teach and rule well, and continue to teach and rule well through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Peace, love, and salutations to the Akim in the four corners of this earth who are pushing this word with all truth and sincerity with the hopes of being delivered by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, with the hope of being a part of that multitude that's been crowned by Yahushua as spoken of in 2nd Ezra chapter 2:41 on down, to the Aquas that are out there listening and learning with hopes of being delivered as well by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, to you I say Shalom, to the children that may be listening as well. Shalom. This is Nal from the James Jamaica camp going into the prophecy of Hosea and the Gentiles, which are the Israelites, which is a quick, just hit and run, really. Lord's will be edifying onto the body of Yahushai when it comes on to, the breakdown of the mystery of the Gentiles, which we understand that due to Esau Edom mainly and the deception of Esau Edom and Christian theology, you know, a lot of our people believe that they themselves, are Gentiles, and a lot of people, which they are, but they believe that they are the type of Gentiles which are of the other nations, but not the Israelites. And they also, believe that all people, all nations upon the face of the earth can be saved, because the scripture speaks of the Gentiles, the Jews first and the Gentiles, as it normally says in Romans and indeed throughout the book of Romans, which I just found, you know, interesting that I was reading through Romans and Romans 9, it always gets brought forth, you know, that for one it speaks about the adoption being the Israelites, and then from Romans 1 coming all the way up to 9, even after 9, Paul speaks of the Jews first, the Jews only, but also Gentiles, the Jews and the Gentiles. Paul makes a lot of reference to the Jews and the Gentiles, but who are the Gentiles that Paul speaks of? Right? Paul speaks of the Israelite foreigners. Right? We're talking about Israelites who have taken on the customs of the other nations, who refer to themselves as Romans, as Corinthians, as Ephesians, right? And so on and so forth, you know. So these are, the Gentiles that Paul speak of, and Paul speaks of it, clear right here. A clear reference is made right here to who he's speaking of, right? And it just stood out like a sore thumb to me, and I was like, yo, shit, and I'm sure that brothers have brought this out before, apostles have brought it out before, definitely. It's just a refresher, really, you know. So again, Lord's willing, will be refreshing and edifying unto the body of Yahushua. Romans 9:24 it says, even us whom he had called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles, as he also as he said also in Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there shall it be, there shall they be called there shall they be called the children of the living God. Now I'm going to read this in the NLT, right? It says, let's jump to it. It says 24, Romans 9:24, and we are among those who he selected, both from the Jews and from the Gentiles. It says concerning the Gentiles, right? Now listen to this. Concerning the Gentiles, Yahweh said in the prophecy of Hosea, those who were not my people, I will now call my people, and I will love those whom I did not love. And, forgive me, then at the place where they were told, You are not my people, there they shall be called, or they will be called the children of the living God. Now, as it says right here, this is concerning the Gentiles. This prophecy is concerning the Gentiles, right? This is the same Gentiles that Paul speaks of throughout the scriptures, right? Throughout the scriptures. Now he says that this prophecy is concerning the Gentiles. Now let's jump to this prophecy. Forgive me. Slakia. So it says Hosea 1 and 9. Let's start at 8. It says, now when she had weaned Loruhamah, she conceived and bare a son. Then said the Almighty, call his name Loamai, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. And this is speaking about the children of Israel. It says, verse 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, the Israelites, ye are not my people, there shall it be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. Now let's go back to this. It says, concerning the Gentiles, God says in the prophecy of Hosea, and in the prophecy of Hosea, it says, it says right here, that says it shall be said unto them, which are the Israelites, yo. So that shows you that Paul was speaking about the Israelites whenever he used the term the Gentiles, right? To the Jews first and to the Gentiles, right? That Gentile right there is speaking of the Israelite foreigners, Israelites who are Israelites by blood, right, but have taken on customs and heritage and the way of life of these other nations, right? In the book of Romans in particular, right, they took on the customs and ways of the Romans, of Esau, Edom, right? So, and just to even push this a bit further, Baruch chapter 4, verse 36, O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Almighty. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away, they come gathered together from the east and to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Almighty. Those are the Israelites who are in the land, or in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, there shall it be said that you are the sons of the living power. And in this time where Paul is speaking of, back then, that is the same thing that was being said. That prophecy was being fulfilled, and it's being fulfilled again here in this modern time, right? So again, you so-called niggers, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Israelites. Yes, we have been Gentiles because we have taken on all of these different customs, calling ourselves so-called African Americans, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, and in these different countries that we're in, so-called Jamaicans, so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called, Mexicans, all of these bywords and proverbs, right? So we have been in that Gentile state of mind. However, we are being brought back to our true heritage, our true nationality, which is being a Hebrew Israelite. So I'm going to leave it there, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, Bashem Rakah Kodash. Lord's willing, this was edifying onto the body, and shalom to Aki on the comment board. Hope you're edified. That's Yasharala Ahaziah, servant of the hopeful elect 144. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, Bashem Rakah Kodash. Shalom.